StraightallDay.com.
You are now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. What the hell is that? That is go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is a question. It's an open question. I'm going to lay the framework out for this question. You will be the one who will answer this question. Here's the question. Are you doing business CrossFit? I'll explain what business CrossFit is, even if you have never done CrossFit before. I'll explain what business CrossFit is. I've never done CrossFit myself, but I'll explain to you what it is. And if you do participate in CrossFit, I'm gonna ask you if you're doing the business version of it, because this might not necessarily be a good thing. But before we get into that, let me tell you a couple things. First of all, I got a daily motivation text to send out free of charge every day to everyone's in my text community. If you would like to receive that message, guaranteed to keep you focused, sharp, and on point, here's what you do. Text me at my number. You got your phone in your hand right now. Text this number, 305-384-6894. Every day when that message comes out, you shall receive it. That's number one. Number two, my next live event, it is called Work on Your Game Live. It took a long time for me to come up with the idea for that title, but now that I came up with it, all you got to do is this. Go to Work on Your Game Live. Get your ticket to that event where we will be covering mindset, strategy, systems, and execution over the course of 2 full days with me, teaching you everything you need to know in those areas to apply it to your personal life and your business life. It is personal and business. The frameworks I'm going to lay out at this event. Again, get your ticket at workonyourgame.live. That event's February 3rd and 4th in Miami, Florida. No virtual, in person. Be in the room, folks. Is a whole different level of being in the room than being on Zoom. And number 3, if you would like to work with me directly, I got a couple ways that you can do it. If you go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, you can either you can get on a call with me and you can talk about joining my coaching program, which includes all the material that I've created, my online material that you get access to, and working with me directly in my coaching program. I have one coaching program. I'll talk about what it is, how you can get in it, and if you qualify to get in the program. Or B, if you would just like to get access to all my online training, all the courses that I've created. Like when I talk about bulletproof mindset, 30 days of discipline, ASAP confidence, 25 hours of my time control course, selling yourself, toughen up, all of those courses and more. I got about 20 courses in there, literally 20 courses in there. It's probably more than that. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. You're going to see 2 buttons on that page. One of them is to apply for a chance to get on a call with me, and we can talk about what we need to talk about so you can get into my coaching program and work with me directly. Or the other button is for you to get access to all my online training material, and you can take that at your own pace, on your own schedule, at your own time. You get lifetime access to all of the material. And by the way, if you join my coaching program, you get access to the courses anyway. So those are your 2 options. It's right there at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Again, let me say that link one more time. workonyourgameuniversity.com. So now let's get into the topic here today. Question is, are you doing business CrossFit? Now I thought of this topic because I am a member of a boxing gym. I'm not a boxer, but I'm a member of a boxing gym, and I was at the gym one day a couple weeks ago from when I'm recording this. There was a CrossFit class taking place in the gym, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Because there had never been, I've been a member of the gym for a while now, all year, and there had never been a CrossFit class taking place in the gym. So I'm like, what is this CrossFit thing going on? Because all these people came in there, about 15 people came in there. These are the people taking the class. And I go to the gym early in the morning. Those of you who know my work, I do things early in the morning. So this is an early morning CrossFit class taking place in the gym. And I went to, when I got done my workout, I stopped by the front desk and I asked the woman at the front desk, hey, what's going on? What's this class is going on here? Is this a new class taking place in here or something like that? And the woman explained to me what happened is that the boxing gym that I go to, there's a CrossFit gym across the street, and what happened is the boxing gym and the CrossFit gym basically merged their businesses. So now the CrossFit gym that was across the street, they're being remodeled in kind of like the mold of whatever the boxing gym wants to do, because the boxing gym basically took in the CrossFit gym. So while they're remodeling the CrossFit gym, the CrossFit classes are taking place inside of the boxing gym. So this made for basically the CrossFit people were doing their CrossFit class in the space that, or at least part of the space that I normally use for my boxing workout. So I just noticed that this CrossFit class was taking place. Now, here's the thing about CrossFit. As I saw that it was, I saw that it was taking place, and the woman told me also, let me tell you another part. that while they're remodeling, it would only be a couple weeks. So by the time you hear this, they should be back in their habitat having their CrossFit classes. Now, while I've seen CrossFit before, now I've never partaken in a CrossFit class, but I do know some people who are into it. And I know some people who are like serious athletes. I know people who played Division I sports, and now they are big CrossFitters, and CrossFit made itself into a complete sport, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. The CrossFitters that I saw in this particular class, by the way, most of these people are not super athletic looking individuals. These are everyday folks, and nothing wrong with that. People with gym memberships is what I like to call them. And they're taking this CrossFit class, and I personally, though I've never taken a class, and I probably won't take one because just looking at it from the outside looking in, CrossFit is a whole lot of beating up your body. It's just a whole lot of movements, repetitive movements, and beating the shit out of yourself, which is fine. Some people like that. And this is why I believe, here's what I'm gonna say, CrossFit is a brilliant business idea. So whoever came up with CrossFit, this is a hell of an idea. It's a great business idea. Because what CrossFit did is they took all the stuff that people like myself, athletes, what we do to get ready to play a sport. Like when we get ready to play basketball, we do some of the stuff I see CrossFitters do. Like we do kettlebell swings, we lift weights, we run, we ride the exercise bike, we do squats, we do box jumps. They took all the stuff that we do to get ready to play a sport, and they just made the getting ready part into the sport. This is a brilliant idea. So whoever came up with the idea for CrossFit, I gotta give you a slow clap, round of applause, because that is a brilliant business idea. You just took the parts that people use to get ready and you made that into the thing itself. It's the same way that people came up with the idea for hot dogs. They took all the shit that they couldn't put into actual sausage and good food, and they scrapped it all together and they made it into a new product, and now people go eat that. The CrossFit is the workout version of hot dogs. So that's what they that's what CrossFit came up with. This is a great idea because it came up with, they created a whole new market, and they took a whole bunch of people, and the CrossFit has a culture. There's a cult of people who are into CrossFit, and these are people who are serious about it. And here's the thing, here in Miami, there's an event called Wadapalooza, W-O-D, and W-O-D stands for Workout of the Day. So this is how CrossFit is set up. And again, I've never even taken a CrossFit class, but I've seen enough of it and read enough about it to kind of have an idea how it works. The way it works is the instructor or the trainer or whatever they call themselves, at the beginning of each workout, you don't just go in the gym and just do CrossFit. That doesn't work like that. Like you go to the basketball gym, you can just do basketball, right? I can grab a basketball right now, go to a park and just play basketball. That's not the way CrossFit works. The way CrossFit works is you go to a CrossFit, I guess it's called a class or a workout. I don't know what you call it. I don't know the exact language. So any of you is a CrossFitter, whatever the language is, forgive me for chopping up the language. It doesn't really matter. But what it is, they have this thing called the workout of the day. So, and I see people do this in the gym now because they're having their CrossFit class right next to where I do my boxing workout. Is the person has a whiteboard and they write up on the whiteboard, they write all what the workout's gonna be. You're gonna do this and this and this and this many minutes of this and this many reps of this, and then you're gonna run around the block and you're gonna ride the bike for this long and all this stuff. So they write out the whole workout, and everybody comes at the same time and everybody does the whole workout together all at the same time. That's the way that CrossFit works. And down here in Miami, it has an event called Wadapalooza. That stands for W-O-D, like Lollapalooza, but Wadapalooza, Workout of the Day Palooza. And this is a big competition. I mean, this is a serious event. I remember years back, this is probably maybe about, right now I'm recording this in 2022. So this had to be maybe about 2010, 2012, maybe something like that. I was riding by Bayfront Park in Miami. It was a big park right in the downtown part of the city. And I saw that this event was taking place in the park. And this is such a big event that you can't even walk in and watch. You got to buy a ticket to actually see the event. So I saw it and I said, this looks interesting, because I saw a bunch of very fit, athletic looking people, men and women, going into this event. And I said, all right, these people look like, they're in shape. Let me see what this is about. So I bought a ticket to go watch these people do this CrossFit competition. I bought a ticket. The ticket was like $10. So I go in there and I'm watching this. And these people are doing pull-ups, they're doing squats, they're running, they're doing push-ups, they're lifting weights, they're swinging kettlebells, and it's men and women, and it's like these people are serious, hardcore athletes, CrossFit athletes doing these workouts. So again, CrossFit is a brilliant business idea. So with all that said, all you CrossFitters out there who might be getting your panties in a bunch, because I am going to kind of be dissing CrossFit in a little bit in a metaphorical way in this episode. Now I just gave credit to CrossFit, okay? So no bitching. Now at the same time, you don't want to be doing the business version of CrossFit, because what CrossFit is, as I just said, is like the workout version of hot dogs. You took all the stuff that people use to get ready to play a sport, and then you made that into the sport. In business, this is what a lot of people are doing, and that's why today's episode, is that you're doing a whole lot of getting ready to play the sport, i.e. doing CrossFit, but you're never actually playing the game. You never actually get out and perform. That's the topic here today. And again, this is not a direct diss to CrossFit. And again, if you follow this show enough, you know that that's not the purpose here. But if you take it that way, you're probably listening to the wrong show, to keep it real. But if you're a CrossFitter, you take a step into the metaphor, I really don't give a fuck. Get over yourself. Let's get into the points. Today's topic, once again, is are you doing business CrossFit? Point number one. In the sports world, what we do is we train, i.e. all the stuff they do in CrossFit classes, to get ready for games and competition. All right, the training is just the stuff that we got to endure so we can play in the game. Same way, even in boxing and hockey and baseball and football, there's certain training that we do in the gym so we can get ready to play in the games. And it was interesting when I saw this CrossFit class happening, because this is the closest I've ever been to a class. I seen a Wadapalooza up front, but I never seen a CrossFit class. It's interesting to me because when I saw this CrossFit class happening right next to me while I'm in the boxing gym, they were doing a lot of the stuff that I did when I was playing basketball to get ready for the games. They lift weights, push-ups, run around, go outside and run, do all kinds of calisthenics, and that was the entirety of the workout. After they got done doing all that, it was over. We did that in basketball for the game. So this is why, again, CrossFit's a great idea. They took all the pieces and made the ends. They took the stuff that we did as a means to an end, and they made the means into the end. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of business people make, is that you take the means to the end and you make that into the end itself. This is people who are constantly saying things like, and I hear this all the time from people, oh, I need to record more, I gotta put out more episodes of my show, or I gotta post on social media more often, or I gotta write more blog posts. You don't hear people say that much anymore, but things along those lines. Like more of the means to the end rather than focusing on the end. What is the actual end that we're trying to get to here? And a lot of business people have no idea what their end is, so they just focus on doing all the means stuff, but there's no goal, there's no end game to it. This is the business version of CrossFit. So when we're talking about business, folks, the goal is producing a result. The goal is not to say that you did a certain amount of work, like recording your podcast, writing a blog post, sending an email, or creating a product. The goal is to get in the game, so to speak, and put points on the scoreboard, metaphorically speaking, not just to train and prepare and do more of the means. The means should be leading to the ends. And listen, I'm not telling you that the means don't matter. I'm not telling you not to do them. What am I doing right now? You're listening to an episode of my podcast, my masterclass. How often do you get an email from me? I send them out all the time. I send a lot of emails out. I know because I get the bill every month for the number of emails that I send. I know how many text messages I send out because I get the bill every month, how many text messages I send out. All of those things are means to an end. All right, there's a game that's being played there. If you don't know what the game is, you don't have a big picture strategy and a big picture system, then you should not continue just in the means just to say that you did it. Again, that's when you become a business CrossFitter. And a workout CrossFitter is fine, I suppose, if you just want to beat the shit out of your body until your body can't take it anymore. But the business version of CrossFit, don't even get started. Point number two. Today's topic, once again, is are you doing business CrossFit? Number two, what CrossFit is they took training and they made it into the game itself, as I've said. Now, again, this is a brilliant business idea because it created a whole market for an entire population of people who have decided that they just want to do the exercises, and it doesn't have to lead to anything other than the exercise itself. They even have their own events. They have big time competitions that, again, I told you, I bought a ticket and watched this event. It was actually very fun to watch. Very fun to watch. A lot of good, a lot of eye candy, a lot of good stuff to look at. But you don't want to be doing the business version of this. See, in business, you don't want to be simply preparing to do things, but you want to actually be performing and producing results that have an end game to them. Unfortunately, here's what happens in the business world, folks. There are some very clever business people out there who have monetized the CrossFit version of business. See, CrossFit monetized CrossFit, but there are people who have monetized the CrossFit version of business. These are the people who sell you programs and products to help you do all the preparatory stuff, but don't actually help you produce results. You see, when I talk about work on your game live, what I tell you, I'm gonna help you do. Mindset, strategy, systems, and execution. That last part, execution. That's about making the money. That's about producing the results. That's about the end game. All right, you're not just going to learn how to do all the stuff, but then not learn how to turn the stuff into a result. See, these people who have monetized the business version of CrossFit, they will show you how to make more and more content. They will sell you more information so you can become a PIG, professional information gatherer. They will motivate you to work hard and give more effort, but never actually show you how to turn any of that stuff into actual results. I.e., they never show you how to get in the game. They show you how to train for the game, but they never show you how to get in the game. And those are two different things. So I hope I've explained this extended metaphor well enough that all of you understand it. But there are people out there who will continually take your money if you keep paying it, that will tell you how to do more of the preparatory stuff, but never tell you how to turn that stuff into an actual result. And this is very important because we all spend a lot of time, I mean, where are you listening to this right now? What's the source? Where is this coming from? It's probably coming from your phone, most of you. On that phone, there's a lot of things that we can do. I'm looking at my phone right now. You got all these social media apps. I got Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, my texting app, you got WhatsApp, you got LinkedIn, Facebook, we got, I already said YouTube, and whatever, TikTok, whatever other apps any of you use out there. All of those apps, if you really think about it, how does any of those apps tell you, hey, here's how you can directly turn what you're doing into money? They're slowly starting to do it, where they'll give you a little bit of royalty for maybe if you post reels or you get a certain amount of views on your things. And YouTube's had monetization for a while. The thing is, they own your material. I talked about this in episode 1690, so if you didn't hear that, go listen to it so you know that you should never be building your entire business on a social media app. If all your business is on a social media app right now, that's a 5-alarm emergency that you need to do something about, because they can take your entire business from under your feet any moment that they feel like it. They own your business, or you don't own your business, they own it. So you actually have a job, not a business. Anyway, listen to episode 1690 if that happens to be you. But the thing is, they're not going to encourage you or teach you how to get to the ends through the means. They're just going to show you how to do more of the means. Why? Because the more of the means that you do, guess what they get? They get more of your time, more of your attention, more of your energy, and they are monetizing that. So they are incentivized to never show you how to do the ends, because the less you know about the ends, the more you will create more of the means, which keeps you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, etc., and they continue to monetize you, and they're making more money off you than you are making off them. Everybody follow what I'm saying here? All right, so this is the big picture. This is the strategy thing that I'm telling you about. This is mindset and strategy. You have to understand this and accept it emotionally in order to do something about it logically. And many people have not yet accepted this emotionally, even though you may understand it logically, simply because it's going to be a little bit of work. But understand that work is what you do that leads. Work is part of the means that leads to the ends. And the easier it is, usually that's because somebody else is doing more work than you are, and they're making more money than you are. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they're doing work. They're doing work that makes it easy for you to do what you're doing, and yours just seems so simple. Is the reason why it's so simple, folks, is because they're making most of the money. All right, so I want y'all to understand this. All right, you can't get something for nothing. First law of economics, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Moving on to point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is, are you doing the business version of CrossFit? Number 3, how do you know if you're doing business CrossFit? After all that I've said so far here today, here's the question. Are you preparing, planning, and learning, but not seeing tangible results? Are you not seeing the tangible results that you expect? Are you not able to kind of plan for and strategize for your results and at least be somewhat accurate in what you get? See, that's business CrossFit. If you're doing a whole bunch of preparing, planning, and learning, that's the workout. That's the WOD, the workout of the day, but you don't actually have any results. Or you're not getting consistent results that you can measure and that you know what you're going to get. You may be getting some kind of result, but are you getting the kind of results that you expect? You may be doing CrossFit. See, all the work that you're doing in business should be leading to a predetermined desired outcome that you can measure, that would also indicate to you that the job has been completed. There should be some type of system you look at and say, okay, I did this, this, and this, and I'm going to get this. If you don't know how, when, or if your job has been completed, there's a very good chance you may be performing business CrossFit. Used to be this guy named, I believe it was Jeff Foxworthy. He was a comedian. I mean, I think he's still alive. He used to make these tapes. I don't know if they were audio cassette tapes, video tapes, probably both, probably a bunch of stuff. That was called You Just Might Be a Redneck. I don't know if any of you remember these. It's called You Just Might Be a Redneck. And he started selling these, and his great strategy was he sold these at truck stops because he felt like his target audience were kind of people who would buy this stuff at truck stops. And he sold so many of these that this dude made so much money that he was a shark on Shark Tank for a season. That's how much money this dude made off of this You Might Be a Redneck series, this kind of enterprise he created called You Might Be a Redneck. I'm bringing that up to tell you that all these points I'm bringing out here today is you might be doing business CrossFit. Maybe I can do a version of that and I can sell it inside of gyms, but they probably wouldn't let me sell it. The CrossFitters all get mad at me. The whole point is, if you don't know how, when, or if your job has been completed, you might be performing business CrossFit. which means you're sore, tired, sweaty, you burn a lot of calories, but you can't say what actually happened. You don't know what actually took place. All right, that's CrossFit. Point number 4. Today's topic, once again, is are you doing business CrossFit? All right, this is the point that I have emphasized over and over again and will continue to emphasize. Is one of the biggest lies that we have been taught in the United States of America is that hard work is the most important thing over everything. This is not true. Many of you have been taught this in what I call an inaccurate formula. I told you about the 4 worst inaccurate formulas you ever been taught in life in episode 2163. The number 1 worst, most inaccurate formula all of us were taught as kids is that hard work is the key to your success. This is an inaccurate formula. It is not the key to your success. I'm not telling you that hard work does not matter. All right, that's a false binary. All right, hard work matters, but it's not the key. It's not the most important thing. Hard work is an element of success. It is not a formula for success. Does everyone understand the difference? All successful people work hard, but not everybody who works hard is successful. Can we agree? Does any of you know a successful person who doesn't work hard? Probably not. Most of you, if you can think of a successful person you know, they probably do work hard. Here's the question. Do you know some people who work really hard, yet they are not successful by your measure of success? However you measure the word success, do you know some people who work really hard, yet they don't have what you would consider to be success? Of course you do. You know any hardworking people who really don't have money? Hardworking people who never get to go on a vacation? Hardworking people who haven't achieved the kind of things that you want to achieve in life, yet they work hard? Okay then. So we know hard work by simple deductive reasoning. If you don't have your hard work, folks, needs to be focused and targeted towards a specific outcome. And if you don't have a strategy and a system for doing this, that's okay. If you don't have a strategy and system, as long as you recognize it and then recognize you got to do something about it. And doing something about it, folks, is not telling yourself that you have a strategy when you actually don't have a strategy, because all that's going to do is keep you in the same spot. What you should do instead is get yourself a coach, like I talked about. Let me tell you what episode that I talked about that in. I talked about it a bunch of times. I talked about in episode 2243 where I explained my coaching process. I talked about in episode 2251 why you need to have a coach. Episode number 2270, more reasons why you need to hire a coach. Episode 2374, how you will feel when you know you have the right coach or mentor or expert around you. Get yourself a coach, and so that you can get your game worked on at a level that is outside of the way that you're thinking right now. That's what coaching does. It gives you insights and ways of looking at things and ways of approaching things that you would not have come up with on your own. And the other thing you need to do is get your ticket to Work on Your Game Live. So for 2 full days, we can go over the mindset, strategy, systems, and execution you need for your game to move forward. So you can stop doing business CrossFit. Let's recap today's class, which is, are you doing business CrossFit? Again, thought of this when I saw a CrossFit class happening in my boxing gym, and it got me to thinking about this. That a lot of people do the business version of this. You're getting ready, but nothing actually happens. Point number 1, sports, traditional sports, CrossFit is a sport, but other sports, we do training leading to the games and the competition. But when I saw these CrossFit people, I said they're doing all the stuff that we did to train for a sport, but that's the end of it. They took the means and made it into the ends. Point number 2, CrossFit, they made the training the game itself. Again, CrossFit is a brilliant business idea because they created a whole new market for people who just want to take the means and make it into the ends, but you want to make sure you're not doing the business version of this, because there are brilliant business people who will sell you the means, but they will never show you how those means turn into ends, and they are incentivized not to, because as long as you keep buying the means, who cares about the ends? The ends for them is just selling you the stuff. So they are using you, but you're not using them. Point number 3, how do you know if you're doing business CrossFit? Are you preparing, planning, and learning and not getting any results? That is business CrossFit. You're doing all the getting ready stuff. You're taking in information professionally, professional information gatherer, PIG, but you are not actually leading anywhere. So you're sore, tired, sweaty. You burn a whole lot of calories, but you can't say what actually took place during the workout. All right, that's CrossFit. Number 4. This is the point I've emphasized over and over again. The biggest lie you've been told in the United States, almost all of us, especially if you're listening to a show called Work on Your Game, is that hard work is the key to your success. No, it is not. Hard work is an element of your success. It is not the key to your success. Please understand the distinction and the difference between those two things. As soon as you understand that, here's what you do. Number 1, text me to get my daily motivation. If you haven't already, my number is 305-384-6894. Number 2, go to workonyourgame.live. Get your ticket to my next live event, Work on Your Game Live, taking place February 3rd and 4th, 2023. in Miami, Florida. And number 3, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com and choose your options. If you want to work with me directly in my program, click the button for that to sign up for a call. Fill out the quick application, pick a time on my calendar. We'll talk about what we need to talk about. Or number 2, Get access to all of my courses: Bulletproof Mindset, 30 Days of Discipline, ASAP Confidence, all the courses I've created, all in one membership with lifetime access. That is all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. There's only 2 buttons on that page. There's a video there, and there are 2 buttons. All right, so you can't mess that up. All right, as long as you get the link right. Workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.